It wasn't like the Yankees just, here you go, Jazz, use this bat. No one knows about it. No, Major League Baseball approves every single bat that is used in a Major League game. This is not Yankees broke this cheating bats out this weekend, surprised everyone. That's not what's happening.
Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew, Sistad, glad unite. Philly and Y in the spotlight.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 37.
Odubel Herrera.
On this episode, we are going to get into a few things. Sistad is going to give us his thoughts on the Yankee season preview episode that I did with Greg DeSalvo. For those of you that haven't checked out that episode, check it out. It's at about 1,000 views. People seem to like it. Not Sistad, not you, dude. You didn't like it.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. You guys do a good job.
We'll get into that. You have a lot. I think it was him mostly, not me. But so we'll get your takeaways. Your issues with most of Greg's points. And dude, you have a new number one enemy in New York sports.
I do.
We're gonna talk about that, and you're gonna have to reveal who it is. Everyone, get ready. You would not guess.
Make a lot of you mad. Yes.
Yes, and it's not gonna make any sense until he explains it either. And then we're gonna get into some. We'll touch on the opening series: Yankees, Mets, Phillies. It's so early, like you said last week. There's not much. Anything anyone says is, it's early. Well, very early. So we'll get into that. We'll get into the Yankees cheating, the Torpedo bats. The Yankees are cheaters. And what else? Oh, Tush Push. It may be banned.
Big day for the Tush Push.
Are we mocking fans on Twitter? New York fans on Twitter?
Yes.
We are. Okay, great. And then we'll wrap up with subscriber questions.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's get right into it. We put out this episode, this Yankees season preview episode, just like we did for the Phillies, just like we did for the Mets, except this one, it was me and Greg, who is subs in for you for Yankees episodes from time to time. Me and Greg go in great detail into the Yankees, detail that most people wouldn't go into, or most people would have to go out of their way to find. Right, you'd probably listen to a Yankees podcast, and most of them you wouldn't get that kind of detail, that level of detail. But so you watched it, listened, just like all of our subscribers, all 1,000 people that checked it out on YouTube, and you have some takes, some issues. You were texting me. I don't even remember what you were saying. It was like, I can't believe that, like, Greg's crazy, or what is this, or what? I can't remember what you were saying. But so what were your takeaways? What were some of your thoughts? What were your issues with that episode?
So,
it was a lovely episode.
It was a great episode. You and Greg are very good at Yankees coverage. Yeah. And Greg's great. I love Greg. I used to like being in the van with Greg back in the day when we worked together. He's a good dude. He's a cool dude. He knows his stuff about baseball. And it's great that you have him on for Yankee stuff, because I would just be making fun of you the whole time. And that wouldn't be very good content. So
Yankee fans don't want to hear a Phillies fan just mock the Yankees the whole time.
Right. Exactly. Correct. So I think you guys both do a good job. I think, again, that you're very knowledgeable. The detail, the data is great.
All right. No one wants to hear the pleasantries. Let's just get right to it.
I just have a few issues with a couple of things that Mr. Greg had to say. And he's not alone in this. This is very much the tenor, the temperature.
You're not going to hurt his feelings. Just say it.
No, I don't. I know I'm not going to hurt his feelings. Maybe I will. I don't know. He did almost cry at one point in that episode.
I called him out. He was about to cry.
I know. So that's why I'm saying I'm not just singling him out, but the ridiculous, like, Yankee elitism is just it just jumps off the screen. And I hate it. I can't deal with the hypocrisy of the Yankee fan. I'll give you that. So a lot of it goes. And look, I'm a very emotional sports fan too, so I somewhat get it. But the hypocrisy, there was two things that like really jumped off to me. I think what I texted you was like, is this guy serious? One of them is here's the thing. Everybody hates Brian Cashman, right? Everyone, he's public enemy number one. Him and
Except
Aaron.
me, but yes.
Right. And if he was my general, yes, I'd be very happy. But the vibe, sorry, I know you hate that word. Like the energy of we hate Cashman so much, he's awful. 2 World Series appearances in 15 years, which again, as you mentioned, most franchises would kill for. Oh, but then the overall backdrop is, well, we're the Yankees and we're greatness and we expect greatness. And it's like, but you hate this guy and you think he's the worst general manager ever. So why do you expect greatness from somebody who might as well be a silverback gorilla throwing shit in a zoo? It just makes no sense.
I don't get that reference at all.
Well, I'm just saying people treat him like he's this dumb idiot who can't do anything right. So it's like, so why are you expecting greatness with this guy running the team? It doesn't make sense. Oh, it's been 15 years, 2 World Series. It's like, okay, then why are you expecting greatness this year or any year? If you hate the general manager so much and you think that he can't do anything right, why are you expecting greatness? Why are you not just accepting of the fact that your general manager in your eyes is not that good and roll with that and roll with the, hey, I guess we'll see how the season plays out, instead of, well, we expect greatness and this isn't good enough. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't logically add up. So that very much annoys me. The expecting of greatness, while no, just I guess to put a bow on it, it's the expectation of greatness juxtaposed with, but this guy's horrible and he can't do anything right. Okay, so then why are we expecting greatness out of this buffoon who you deem an idiot?
Well, he's saying he wants him fired. And he doesn't expect the Yankees to be very good this year because they have a bad GM, is pretty much his take.
But then why do we expect greatness out of the team?
But he doesn't expect greatness out of this team, though. He expects greatness out of the franchise, but Cashman's holding greatness back.
Oh my, here we go.
but that's what he thinks. Of course.
It's ridiculous.
I know. I call him out. I disagree with him.
I know. And as long as you know, but that's one thing that bothered me. Whatever, okay, you don't like the general manager. Oh, okay, I get it. But like, I don't know. Like, your reason for thinking the team is going to be great is because they're the Yankees. And that's just not a good enough like argument for me. In fact, I think it's the most ridiculous like thing you could say about a sporting event. You can't just say, oh, because we're the Yankees, that's why you should be great. Like, no, I hate that. I hate it so much.
He says he would say it's because of the financial advantage they have.
Okay, which brings me to my next point. I think he, and I hate to single him out because I think a lot of Yankee,
but he was on the episode with
yes,
me, so you have to single him out.
I think some people just love complaining about like salary cap and contracts, and when he was saying about the Max Fried contract, he's basically saying, oh, the Max Fried contract sucks because they had to pay Rodon. But then, But then a minute later was like, well, they should pay everybody because they're the Yankees. I'm like, well, why are you getting mad that they paid Fried and another pitcher who was like the top pitcher? You know, again, I know he hasn't been the best Yankee, but you go back 2 years and this guy was like the number 1 pitching free agent on the market. And they paid him. Hasn't been as great as you had hoped, but like, I don't know. Why are you complaining about salaries and then saying, oh, well, they're the Yankees, so they should just pay him anyway? You just like to complain, I think. So it's all good. I like to complain and bitch and moan about certain things too. But yeah, just like, don't complain about contracts. Team's good. They're going to be good. They're really good. They hit 15 home runs in 3 games. It was great.
We're gonna get into that.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like, hopefully people weren't just...
Oh, he enjoyed it. He enjoyed it. Greg enjoyed it.
Are you sure? He might have been mad about Rodon's contract.
Oh, wait a second.
15 home runs in.
Actually, hold on one second.
Oh,
did he actually... Am I sure that he enjoyed it? Well, I'm not sure.
Dude, every win is a notch under Cashman's belt, dude. Maybe it's not good.
He's probably rooting against them. Yeah.
Yeah. You might be right.
All right. So Saturday morning, a couple hours before their second game of the season,
Mm-hmm.
the lineups come out. Unexpected lineup from the Yankees. Pablo Reyes is playing third base. I expected them to, at third base, to platoon. They Oswaldo Cabrera against righties, Oswald Peraza against lefties.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they did Oswaldo against righties, and then they decided to start Pablo Reyes against a lefty, Nestor Cortez, second game of the season. I text him at 10:42. Nasty Nestor, yes. At 10:42 on Saturday, 10:42 a.m., I said, Reyes over your boy Peraza, because he wanted Peraza to just be the starting third baseman for 6 weeks, which is, when you were talking about hypocrisies, I thought that's what you're going to talk about, how he complains that the Yankees don't develop any young talent, but then he says he wants the young talent that they can't seem to develop to start at third base.
That's a great point. Yes.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going with that. But anyway, as I texted Pop Reyes over your boy Peraza, I get a text from Greg. Like, simultaneously, we sent this to each other. He goes, Pablo Reyes, really? And I'm like, haha. And then he's like, what the F are we doing? He's a 31-year-old career minor leaguer, and he's your starting third baseman in game 2 with 7 question marks. So I said, why are you so upset about this?
Oh my God.
That's not what a $300 million roster should look like. So just play your former untouchable prospect and give him a legitimate shot, not someone who's a 7-year career, who in a 7-year career has never been good. So then I go back and forth. It's explainable. The $300 million in the former prospect doesn't matter at this point. You should put out the best lineup on a regular basis that you can put out. Like, what someone was as a prospect 6 years ago, and your salary doesn't matter at this point for Aaron Boone. He has to put the best lineup out he can put out. It doesn't go. It's just not how it works. And then, anyway, then they have the crazy 20-run game, which is just so funny about the whole thing.
Perfect timing.
And Reyes made 2 really bad plays because he's a terrible third baseman. And Greg texted me, DFA this guy already. They're up like 16-3.
Dude, oh my God. Keep going. Keep going. Is that it?
I mean, that's the basis of it. Whatever.
I have said some. I have sent you some unhinged text messages before during a sporting event.
Oh, many.
Right. I mean, they're equally as bad. This is worse, dude. Dude, this is game 2 of 162. Right. So, like, I will text you, and I won't do it before the game starts. Like, I will yes, when Saquon Barkley dropped that game-winning ball against the Atlanta Falcons week 2, yes, I'm sure your phone was blowing up because I was very mad. But that's like in the moment. It's, football, obviously the games hold so much more weight, and it was one play that could...
You can make excuses for it, but you still do the same thing.
Yeah, but, I mean, come on. I mean, 10:42
Can we just be honest about this, though?
We're getting worked up. Yes, we can. I'm sorry.
The honesty, the truth is, and just you can acknowledge this, is that when you hear and you're seeing it from someone else doing it, you're in the other perspective, you're like, this person is nuts. But when it's you don't feel that way.
I'm saying that there are tiers.
For sure. Everything's on a spectrum. I believe that.
Yes, to unhingedness. And I think Greg might take the cake, dude. I mean, he might be more unhinged than me, dude. Which is, congratulations to him. He's not.
He's not as bad as you.
I have never sent you a text about who's starting third base for the Phillies. And I could have been.
No,
did you see the lineup on Sunday against the Nationals?
I did see that, but
it was awful.
For a second, let me take a step back about this. Greg's more dialed into the Yankees than you are to the Phillies. He knows He is,
That
and
should be
you.
all the more reason as to why he should be less unhinged than I.
I agree, but that's one thing you give him credit for. He is very knowledgeable about the Yankees. He really does know what's going on more than almost
Yes.
every Yankee fan out there. He's not like one of those
Yes.
fans that, oh, I'm a Yankee fan, but can't name players. He knows everything. He knows
A-Rod.
AAA, AA players.
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, his boy Peraza pinch hit and hit a home run.
Oh my gosh.
So I said,
The
oh, your
plot
boy
thickens.
Peraza. I said, your boy Peraza, are you still watching? It's almost like he should be given an actual chance for the first time in his career because he hit a home run in like a 17-3 game. And I said, they're up 20-6 and you're still complaining. Oh God! And that was pretty much it. So I don't know how happy he was. I think he was actually finding a way to be upset and annoyed at Cashman during that blowout win.
Or Boone, maybe Boone.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't blame. He's not
together.
upset with Boone anymore.
No.
What's up? Wait, what's
I
up?
said, well, Boone puts the lineup together.
Yeah,
right?
Boone puts the lineups out, but his issue is with the Greg doesn't believe that. First of all,
he doesn't believe that the manager puts the lineup together.
No, he thinks Cashman's he thinks Cashman doesn't let Boone do anything, and Boone's a Cashman puppet, which is why he doesn't dislike Boone. Let's.
Oh my God.
Let's not get too
Cashman's
into
in charge
this.
of the pretzel prices at the stadium too. That greedy bastard. Are you kidding me?
Let's not make this into a Greg crazy fan Yankee episode.
You're right.
So
you're right.
Anyway,
we love you, Greg. Change your undershirt next time. We'll be all good.
Okay, most people don't get the reference. Greg, when he listens to this, he'll get it. I get it, and maybe I don't know, possibly one or two other people come across that, but probably not.
We noticed. All right.
Okay. Sistad's new enemy number 1 in New York sports. Dude, so can you reveal, well, how do you want to do this? Do you want to just come out and say it, or do you want to do your little build-up?
I'm going to do a little build-up. Yeah, definitely going to do a little build-up. So this is also another good, speaking of our great transitions lately, good segue to this topic. One other thing that was talked about on your guys' Yankee preview episode, which everyone should listen to, and it's really good, and we love Greg. He's not alone in thinking this. I follow a lot of Yankee people on Twitter. I've listened to some Yankees podcasts before. I've heard some clips on the radio. And unfortunately, I hate to do this. I'm sure this guy's a nice kid, probably a hard worker. The person that I'm rooting for to fail the most in all of sports for the foreseeable future is Jason Dominguez.
Why?
Because
you know the answer, but why?
Because I can't stand it when people, Yankees fans in general, act like their prospects are going to come up and be the savior. We talked about this in the Phillies episode a little bit. I expect absolutely zero things out of Andrew Painter, who is the most hyped prospect that I can remember the Phillies having in a long time. Maybe he'll come up and be great. Awesome. That would be fantastic.
You're not relying on that. It's not that you don't
relying on it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I'm not relying on it. I'm not, like, some people are penciling it up. July 1st, Painter's coming back. Like, it's like, no, if he's good, that'll be great. But I'm certainly not, like, counting down the days for the savior to come. And Yankees fans have this thing that they just, like, they think that every prospect who comes up is going to be, like, the next greatest thing to step on the field. And to your point, a lot of them have problems with the on-field development, like you just mentioned. But I had to hear how great, like, just for example, Volpe was the guy last year. Everybody loved Volpe, and Volpe's going to be the best. And now you all hate him because but now everyone hates him because, I don't know, he struck out in the World Series. Before that, it was Gleyber Torres, and Miguel Andujar was going to be the next thing. And it's like, okay, how about we just, like, wait and see, like, if they're any good? Like, just because, I don't know, the guy had a hot stretch, a hot 3-week stretch for the Somerset Patriots against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. He went 4 for 5 a couple games in a row, and everybody thinks it's like, let's just wait and see. And last year during the playoffs, from the start of September, when you can take the roster to 40 men, Yankee fans were just crying and bitching for the Yankees to call him up. And they went as far as to saying, I think I remember reading like, oh, like, Boone and Cashman are like actively trying to lose because they're keeping Dominguez in the minor leagues. And it's like, no, I don't know. Maybe they know what they're doing. Maybe there's a plan. But yeah, everybody was mad. It was Verdugo, right? That they were starting above him last year. So
Correct.
So just like and now the hype is just I just vehemently disagree with hyping up a prospect, and this guy just happens to be the new Yankees prospect who everybody is telling me is going to be the next Hall of Famer. So that's it. I just want him to fail for that reason, because I want the Yankee fans to have egg on their face yet again, just like they did with Andujar and Volpe, and also like just give them a chance. Like, even I know that, like, give them a chance to develop and grow a little bit in the major leagues. Like, sometimes, even if they're not great from day one, sometimes it takes a few months of being in the majors, like, before it clicks. And then they're gonna have their ups and downs. They're gonna take their lumps. They're gonna take their licks, but like, it'll be okay. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, Jason Dominguez, again, like I said, I'm sure you're a nice guy, but I am rooting very hard for your failure.
So this is just about Yankee fans hyping up their prospect.
Yes.
And believing in like he's going to come, like on that episode, Greg was saying he thinks Dominguez is going to be their second best hitter this year. Like, that's what he was hoping. And I was saying, and I pointed out how that's probably not realistic for a rookie to do that. So,
well, but it is for the Martian, dude. I mean, this guy, I'm telling you, man, this guy hit 3 home runs in a game for the Trenton Thunder back in 2021, man. He's got the bat speed.
You probably don't know. You're probably not aware of some of the hype was from him being this big prospect, signed when he was a teenager. But also he had an 8-game stretch in 23 where he was incredible. So people were very hyped about that.
For the Yankees?
For the Yankees, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought that I didn't know he ever got called up before last year.
Yeah, at the end of 23, they were bad in 23. Remember, they didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, they were so 8 games bad. Oh man, I think they were only 2 games above 500 that year. It was God.
Wait, it was bad for them.
Okay,
all right, whatever. I don't want to get into this. So you're rooting against Dominguez. You're rooting against the Martian because
the Martian.
Yankee fans are hyping him up. They're relying on him, hoping he's the savior. They're replacement for Juan Soto.
They're not hoping he's the savior. They are cementing that he is going to be. Yeah, they're cementing his legacy.
So have you watched Yankee games so far this year, and you've been actively rooting against them? Do you find yourself actively rooting against him?
Oh my God, yes. Oh my
so when he's up, you're like rooting for him to strike out.
Oh, him specifically?
Yeah.
No, so I watched the only little bit of Yankees I watched over the weekend was a little bit of the game of the season opener. Yeah, yep. And I don't even know if he played. Maybe he did, but yeah,
he played. He was starting left field.
I wasn't paying close enough attention to be able to do that.
Okay.
Now that I say this, I'm sure he's going to be great, and I'm going to look like the biggest moron like ever, and that's okay. Whatever.
It is very common that whatever you say, the opposite happens.
That's right. So you're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, I didn't realize this. You're helping.
You're right. Oh my God.
You're helping the Yankees.
You need to delete this. You need to edit this out, man.
Well, you said it either way. All right. Anyway, let's talk some opening series. Let's start with the Phillies.
All right.
And even more than opening series, they played earlier today and they won, so they're 3-1.
Yeah, they're 3-1. Great. I mean, no complaints. Game 1 was extremely maddening when they struck out a million times. So that kind of sucked, but other than that, there was some good stuff. They walked a lot over the weekend, which is very nice to see. Harper, Schwarber, Alec Boehm had a really good series against Washington. It definitely laid an egg on Sunday, but as we alluded to, the lineup was horrendous. So they said Trey Turner was having back spasms. Real Muto hit a ball off of his knee, I think it was. So
yeah, Trey didn't start today either. He pinched hit though.
Right. Yes, and they're off tomorrow, so I think most managers give you the extra day. Just take 2 days. So, but yeah, I mean, really good starting pitching, really good. Zach Wheeler doing Zach Wheeler things. He was awesome. Luzardo looked really good, although he gave up that home run early. Other than that, he really settled in and was very good.
Is
for the
that
rest
when
of
you
that game.
texted me that he's horrible?
Yeah, lot of walks, a lot of slug.
Wait.
I mean, they didn't hit 15 home runs in the series, but they hit a few.
No, wait. When you texted me that Luzardo's awful, was that after he gave the 2-run home run to Kybert?
Of course.
Okay, yeah. You said he's awful.
Awful.
He gave a home run. You were joking or being serious?
I was joking. Come on.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Pitchers give up home runs. Like even I know that. But yeah, no, good weekend. I mean, would have loved to see a sweep, but we'll take 2 or 3. Sanchez looked really good today, so all is well for now.
And the power bats were good today. Schwarber homered, Casty homered, Kepler homer and a double.
Kepler, yeah, over the weekend, but pretty good start. Made a couple nice plays out and left, so pretty promising start for the Fighting Phils.
Yep, 3-1.
Give me some advanced stuff, man. Come on, what do we got?
You think I'm going to look up advanced stats after 4 games?
Come on.
What do you want to know?
Batting average, wins, RBI.
Yeah, no, I don't really pay attention to any sort of stuff like that. It's 4 games into the season, but they're 3-1. I pay attention to that.
That's right. It's early.
We're gonna be saying that for a long time, though. It is funny. You're right. You're right about the baseball conversation rhetoric. It's early.
That's right.
Mets are 1-2. I believe they're playing right now as we're recording this on Monday night. Oh, they're going to be 2-2 because they're up 8-1. Let's go Mets. You saw that? Did you see the hater strikeout of Soto?
No.
Oh, it was going around social media. I thought you would have seen it.
Oh no.
Yeah, game was on the line. I think it was opening night, and Soto was up, chance to win the game or tie the game, and hater struck him out. Like Soto swung at a pitch like 3 feet off the plate, which he never does.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how happy Mets. So the
Yankee fans were happy.
For the Yankee fans got even better, man. I mean, my gosh.
Yankee fans were ridiculously happy about that.
Were you?
Focus on your team. I didn't care.
Focus on your team. Yeah, that's right.
I'm really truly not rooting against Soto at all.
Okay.
I'm not rooting for him.
I think that's fair.
Most Yankee fans are definitely rooting against him, though. Absolutely.
I would never root against a player on another team. I mean, come on. Grow up, guys.
I do think it's a perfectly fine thing to do as a Yankee fan to root against Soto with the Mets.
Of course it is. I wholeheartedly agree.
Speaking of the Yankees, 3-0 sweep of the Brewers.
The lineup is so awful. The lineup is so it must have been torture for you to sit and watch your team just pelt 15 home runs in 3 games, man. I'm so sorry that you had to witness that.
Yeah, it was tough to watch.
That's why you're so tired today, because you couldn't sleep over this weekend. You were just tossing and turning. It was brutal. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty ridiculous. The Saturday and Sunday games. Pretty ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Also, something funny happened. So Judge had the 3 home run game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the first inning on Sunday, he hits a homer. And then the Brewers are just like, that's it. No, walk him every other time. And Jazz comes up behind him, and it's 2 home runs.
Wow.
That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Yeah.
It's almost as if Chisholm is good. I mean, wow. Who would have thought?
Yeah, well, here's the thing about Jazz Chisholm is that he is an aggressive type profile. So when he's on and he's looking good, he looks amazing. And it's like, this guy's going to be a superstar. And then he goes into these slumps, and you're like, this guy is horrible. So he's a very hot and cold guy.
Yeah, aren't they all?
No, there's extremes. Like I said, everything's on a spectrum. So yeah, baseball players go and get hot and go into slumps and go through stretches, but there's certain players that are more extreme with their stretches.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz is one of those players. But yeah, it was a great series for the Yankees. I mean, it can't really. There's not much to take away. It was just they're not going to score 36 runs every 3 games. They're not going to hit 50 home runs every 3 games.
Okay, we'll see.
So,
Some people are saying they might break the regular season wins record.
Are Yankee fans saying that on
No.
Twitter?
No, Dodgers fans.
Oh man, I wish you had some stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, does it all leading into our next segment? Does it even count? They're cheating. They're cheaters.
They are cheaters. Isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting that our favorite teams are both going through cheating scandals right now?
You're talking about the tush push. The Eagles are cheating. People are saying they're cheating. I don't think anyone says that the Eagles are cheating for that.
I think, well, maybe not cheating, but you know what I mean.
We're gonna get into the tush push potentially being banned, but let's get into the torpedo bats. So this is apparently a controversy.
Very controversial.
I think you probably know that I don't believe it's should be a controversy.
Oh God, yeah. I could have figured that. Yes.
So
you're gonna say something ridiculous. Hold on. I just want to tell the audience that you're gonna say something like, "Well, we don't know that it's helping them," and it's like, okay, can we verifiably prove 100% that it's helping them? No, we cannot. So
if you think that's what I would say, you really do not know my thought process and things at all.
Now you give the audience what you think my take is going to be.
I really have no idea what your take is going to be. I want to know.
I mean,
Hold on. I don't know what your take's going to be, but I have a good indication that it's not based on really knowing what actually is going on. It's not based on objective truths and reality and facts. It's based on things that you heard here and there.
Oh, no, dude. I dove into this. I did a lot of research. I analyzed the launch angles, the weight of the bat, the placement of the barrel. You don't need
to analyze any of that to know what's going on. Anyway, go. Give me your take. Give me your takeaway or your...
I mean, it definitely seems like these bats are advantageous for the hitters. From my understanding, the barrel is a little bit lower. Instead of being like towards the top of the bat, it's like an inch to an inch and a half lower, closer to the handle. Now, in theory, they're saying that it's easier to get to inside pitches, right? So instead of getting jammed,
none of this is true so far.
Guys are knocking the ball out of the park. Right. That's what they're saying.
None of this is accurate.
I don't know. I mean, now from what you read and hear, apparently all the teams are now trying to get their hands on these bats, which I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it definitely appears to give them an advantage.
Dude.
So you think it gave them no advantage? They just happened to get the record for home runs the second everybody started using their bat. That's so just a major coincidence is what.
Are you ready to hear the actual truth and what's actually happening instead of what people on social media are talking about? People on ESPN, people on sports talk radio, and whatever podcast. People are just talking nonsense because this is what happens. People fall for narratives. They fall for rhetoric. They hear something, they see something, and they run with it. All right. So the torpedo bat, the concept, first of all, has been developed not this year. This is not a new thing. All right. Players throughout Major League Baseball have been using this. Lindor used it all season last year. There's a bunch of players that have used this and tried it. Cody Bellinger said he tried it with the Cubs last year. So this is not a Yankee thing. The Yankees originally had the person that came up with it, but it wasn't like they're the only team and they just surprised everyone and broke it out to start the season. That's not what happened at all. Okay, the concept of it is you basically put the weight, you change kind of where the barrel is based on, you customize it per the player. So where does this player most often make contact? What part of the bat? Okay, so we put the weight, the barrel on that part. So when he makes contact, it's better contact. So it's customized for each player. So there's not it's an inch and a half. No, it's customized for each player based on where they make contact. That's first. Okay. Now, it is advantageous for certain players that they want to use it and it's helping them. It's actually absolutely advantageous. But it's not, like I said, it's not subject to the Yankees. Any team that hasn't been using this is not putting their best foot forward. It's not cheating. It's well within the rules. Major League Baseball inspects every single bat. It wasn't like the Yankees just, here you go, Jazz, use this bat. No one knows about it. No, Major League Baseball takes a look and approves every single bat that is used in a major league game. This isn't some like, oh, we got you. All right, and that's all the narrative is that, oh, the Yankees use this and then they hit these, they have this crazy weekend scoring runs. So now the Yankees were doing this last year. Apparently, some people in the Yankees organization believe that that's the reason why Stanton has these elbow injuries, because he was using this bat. I don't know if that's true. But the point is, the Yankees were using this last year. Other teams were using it. Like I said, Lindor was using it all year last year. This is not like a Yankees broke this cheating bats out this weekend, surprised everyone. That's not what's happening. So
Wow.
This is what people do, though. People don't want to know the truth. People don't want to know what's actually happening. They want to take what sounds good, what sounds interesting, what makes them mad at the Yankees, what makes them hate the Yankees. Oh, the Yankees scored a lot of runs. They're cheating. So anyway.
So you just think that it's just a crazy coincidence that they got the record for home runs in an opening series?
Yes.
Wow.
It's not a crazy coincidence. Hold on. You throw in the extra word, crazy. It's not. It's a coincidence. Yes. It's not a crazy coincidence. Dude, did teams score 20 runs in a game last year?
Say again?
How did teams score 20 runs in a game last year?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right. So then why don't you think it was because of the bats?
Well, because I was told that this Yankee lineup sucks. So how a lineup that sucks just cranking out home runs left and right, dude, that's shocking. The bats plus the short porch, it's like, what are we doing? Come on.
Regarding this, if you've noticed that I was getting a little bit more passionate about it, it's not because
you're cranky tonight, man. My gosh.
It's not because I'm defending the Yankees. It's because I'm defending critical thinking. And I hate false narratives, and I do this with everything. We talk about stuff like this, and I do it. This is not me defending the Yankees thing. This is me defending critical thinking and pushing back against herd thinking and herd mentality, because it's really ridiculous. So anyway, for those of you that are listening to this, you actually have the truth. And look it up, look into it. Don't just take my word for it. Read about it. Figure it out yourself. Don't just take some podcaster's word for it.
Unless it's my word.
Whatever he says, take the opposite.
Oh, God. All right. Well, I guess we got that out of the way. So
we got that out of the way.
They're not cheating. Okay. I mean, look, so what I agree with you on is that, yeah, I mean, like, the MLB totally approved of these bats. So, like, in that regard, they're okay with me. Then it's like, just everybody go out and get them. Like, it's all good. They're legal. Go.
You have to custom make them. But yeah.
Okay, well, go do that. Like, now. Like, just go. Okay, so go get the guy.
By the way, did you know? There's a couple other things about this. So I want to just really quick throw out something that I didn't even know. I read about this morning. Do you know that they use different types of wood?
I did not.
I had no idea. Apparently, there's like
all maple.
Apparently, maple's like a certain percentage of the bats. I think it's a high percentage, but there's like ash and like I had no idea that was even allowed. But apparently, you could use different types of wood for making the bats. Anyway, the other point about this that I think is important to note, and this is not about the rhetoric or anything like that. For a long time now, pitchers have been way advanced in terms of analytics, in terms of sports science, in terms of like understanding how to impact spin rate, how to change their arm angle, do different things to throw the ball harder, understanding hitters' tendencies. Pitchers have been way ahead of the game in terms of technology and that gaining that advantage off the field and then relaying it onto the field. So it's about time that hitters had to figure out some way to counteract that. And this is a good and fair way to do that. So I think it's good for offensive baseball. I think it's really good for the game that hitters finally have a way where they're pushing back in a sense of, hey, we found an advantage now. That's well within the rules. And now we're going to use this.
It's a great point. That is a great point. All trolling aside, I very much respect your opinion on baseball things. So you say it's good, I'm all for it.
All right. So
What if they do it next series? If they just keep hitting home runs and they just
Well, they're going to keep doing it. Why would they not use it? The
well, I'm
players that are
saying
using it are using it.
but I'm saying if they just keep hitting home runs and everybody's going to keep saying, "Oh, they're cheating. It's not fair," but they just keep hitting.
Well, a couple things. One is I do think if they didn't think it was advantageous, they wouldn't do it. So I do think it helps. I just don't see how you could say, well, because they were doing it a lot last year, that it's all of a sudden that they scored 20 runs and then 12 runs because of these bats. Like, these bats help them, but it's not just because of the bats. That's just silly. Lindor was using the bat. He's like 0 for 11.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. He's passionate. We have not seen him this passionate about any subject. Look at him go.
I think you have.
I don't know. It's been a while.
Tush Push Ban?
Speaking of cheating.
Do people really say the Eagles are cheating by doing that?
People are very mad that the Eagles do it, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
I know.
bad.
And then I saw one thing, like people were saying, like, it's not a football play, it's a rugby play. It's a play that consistently takes place in a football game. Isn't that a football play? I don't understand.
So it's
a
really
football play.
What are your thoughts on it?
I think that a couple things. One, I think the Eagles found the play on short yardage that gave them a huge advantage. Completely changed the odds of converting on 3rd and short, 4th and short. Credit to them. Great job. It takes some of the side who came up with that. Then you have to practice it. Then you have to have the personnel to buy into it. Then you have to actually run the play and execute it. And when other teams know it's coming for a couple of years, they still were able to execute it. I think last season, not as high of a percentage, but still at a very high percentage, and it's been a really good play. So credit to the Eagles. Other teams, this is how professional sports work. You see a team's doing it, so you say, let's do it. Same thing with the Torpedo bats. You see another team doing something. So the Bills, if I'm not mistaken, they become pretty good at it. But for some reason, most of the NFL is not nearly as successful as the Eagles have been. I'm not exactly sure the reason. So whatever, either way. Now, why would you ban something? You ban something for a couple of reasons. One, because it's bad for the integrity of the game, or it's bad for the entertainment of the game. If you want to say it's boring to watch, maybe, but it's clearly not impacting any sort of ratings or attendance or anything, or popularity in football. Integrity. Is it bad for the integrity? I don't see how it's bad for the integrity at all. You have a play down the field, and the guys are allowed to, receivers and tight ends, everyone's offensive linemen are allowed to push their teammate forward, like when you're trying to score a touchdown or get a first down. So, but now you can't do this. Like, I don't think it's bad for the integrity of the game. It's definitely not bad from an entertainment standpoint. The third reason why you might ban or make a rule against something is because of injury. And here's the thing. I saw that's a claim that some people that are pushing for the ban are making. I am not informed enough to say whether that's true or not. I have no idea. So I really don't know. If that is actually true, then fine, ban it. I have no idea if that's actually true. Just because someone's saying it doesn't make it true. You go.
So I think it's so lame that people are trying to get rid of it. And I'm not just saying it because the Eagles are good at it, but here's the thing: is it what were your points? Is it a foot? Some people say, "Oh, it's not a football play." It's like, grow up. It's
it's a football play. It happens in a football game.
And it's a quarterback sneak, except the quarterback gets pushed. That's all it is. And to rebut your point, it's actually the numbers. I heard them a while ago because this has been a topic within Philadelphia for a little while now, for at least a few months, because people have been talking about this for a little bit. So the numbers between the tush push and a traditional quarterback sneak, it's like really not that big of a difference. I think it's less than, I want to say less than 5% of a difference. Like if the Eagles convert on a tush push 92% of the time, a traditional quarterback sneak gets converted like 87% of the time. It's very close to the point where it's not that big of a gap. The other thing is, like, just like you were saying with the bats, like it's within the rules. The team is executing it flawlessly. And like, if it was that, people say it's unfair, it's cheating. It's like, if it was that, oh, they say it's automatic. It's automatic. It's automatic. It's like, why are they the only team doing it then? Like, why? If you can answer that question,
Well, the Bills do
then
it now
maybe,
also.
yeah. But the Bills are one of the teams who are trying like to push it to get it banned, and what the head coach was saying is, oh, it's, the injuries. There's so many injuries. I'm going through the tape, and it's like, really? Because you called it 4 times in the AFC Championship game and got stonewalled all 4 times. So, like, is it that big of an injury risk, or are you just not good at it? And yes, they are by far the team that does it the second most in the NFL. But again, if it was that automatic, then everyone would do it. Why
No,
doesn't
well, hold
everyone
on a
do it?
second. Hold on a
It's
second,
not
though.
automatic.
It's
No,
automatic. They're saying it's automatic for the Eagles, I think.
but who cares? I
I
don't. It
agree
doesn't
with you.
matter. It
I agree
shouldn't
with you.
matter.
I just want to make sure that we're saying what they're like. You're not, we're speaking on what actually people are saying, not just because you're making it seem like other
So
teams that
that's
every team
all the
tried it, they're
reason
not as good
why.
at it.
Right. That's all the
They shouldn't
reason.
ban it. I agree.
That's all the more reason why it shouldn't be banned. Like, just because a team is good at it and does it well, you're gonna ban it. Like,
No,
that
that's
would be
not. That's
like,
not how
I
sports.
think.
That's not how this
Right.
should work.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
no.
that the coach was asked about this.
The
Like right
coach.
after the
What
Super Bowl,
coach?
Coach Sirianni,
Okay,
because he's basically
the
like kind
coach.
of the mastermind behind the Tush Push, right? Him and Shane Steichen a couple of years ago implemented this, and they've done really well at it, obviously. And it's like, yeah, you don't just take it away because someone's good. Like, I think he said something like, yeah, that would be like, oh, Steph Curry's really good at shooting threes. Like, we can't allow 3-point shooting anymore because he's too good at it. Like,
No,
it's
I agree. I
ridiculous.
agree.
Like,
I
get
agree.
better
You
at
don't.
it.
It's not
Get
fair.
better at
You don't
stopping
ban
it.
it for that reason.
It's super stupid. And yeah, the injury thing. You know how many injuries have happened on tush pushes over the past 2 years? Want to take a
I
guess?
don't. No, I don't
Zero.
know. Are you
Zero.
sure though? Are you
I'm
sure about
sure.
that?
I'm
Because
sure.
usually when
And
you put out information like that, it's
here's
not
one
true.
thing they'll say. Here's one thing they'll say. Oh, well, Chris Jones in the Super Bowl. Oh, so first of all, yes, there was shots on the Super Bowl. He missed some plays. He was stretching out his neck. He returned to the game, so he wasn't like knocked out of the game injured. And also, he lined up sideways on a tush push. He lined up like parallel to the line of scrimmage, and then like people pushed into his neck basically. So that wasn't very smart on his part. But yeah, there's no. I would argue that it's probably the play that you're least likely to get hurt on because it's just
Oh well,
people
don't make
pushing
arguments
into
that
each other.
you have no
Well,
information
you're just
about.
pushing into each other. People are
Yeah,
getting
you have no idea to make that claim. So we're gonna just
okay.
brush that off.
Okay, but you can use your
Because you don't
brain
know.
and realize that like non-contact injuries happen like during hyperextensions and things of that nature. And like, yeah, there's nobody running full speed and colliding into each other, which is another like big, big reason why injuries happen. So it's just people pushing each other. That's all it is. So just get out of here with that. It's super lame. So whatever. You want to ban it? Okay, just ban it. What does Ari think?
He's all for the tush push.
What?
He's all for the tush push.
Okay, good.
We have a
Good.
thunderstorm going on, so I think
Do
he
you?
needed me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
I
he's
don't
usually
hear
not
it.
that scared of. He's usually not scared of thunderstorms, but I don't know. He came in here all scared. It seems like so. He's joining the pod.
Good.
He was very excited about the Yankees this weekend, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, very
Good.
enthused.
Good.
All right. So something about this I saw. So basically, what the competition committee is reviewing is where is it here? Okay. So the proposal is to prohibit the actual wording is to prohibit an offensive player from pushing a teammate who was lined up directly behind the snapper and receives the snap immediately at the snap. Because they just can't say like let's ban the tush push because that's not like a real. You can't stop. You can do. It's not a thing. You know what I mean? It's not like it actually. It's just what it's been nicknamed. So that's the
Right.
actual proposal. And apparently, at least in the article I saw, the Packers were the ones that proposed it.
Mhm.
Regarding the competition aspect, I'm fully in agreement with you. I was saying I don't just because someone's really good at something, you don't ban it. That's not how it works. The only aspect that I could say is worth looking into and saying, okay, if it actually does cause a higher risk of injuries, significantly higher risk of injuries, then okay. Like I said, you're saying there's no injuries that ever happened. I don't know for sure if that's true. Let's just say I believe you. There could be more information out there that would suggest some long term. I don't know. I'm not saying there is. I have no idea. But if that was to be, if they were to do a number of studies where it's being confirmed and verified time and time again, then okay, ban it. Without all that evidence, you can't ban it. And I don't think it's going to get approved, by the way.
We'll see. It should be interesting. I don't even know when they're supposed to have their decision
This
by.
week.
Oh, really?
Oh, they're having meetings this week. I don't know if the decision
Right,
will be this week. I have no idea.
Yeah, probably not.
By the way, if they do ban it, you'll move on. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, so what else do we have going on? Are we any last thoughts on that?
No, I don't think so.
All right, so let's mock New York fans on Twitter.
All right, let's do it.
The fan favorite segment is back.
Yes, baseball is back, and so are the stupid Yankee fans.
Including myself.
No, you didn't say anything stupid this week. All right.
This week.
That
I did
was
make
last
this
week that
segment
you
once.
said
I
something.
did make this
Yeah.
segment once, yeah.
I know.
Anyway,
yeah.
go.
All right, so Thursday, opening day, Yankees are up, I think 1-0. Yeah, no, they're up 2-0 at this point, right? They hit back-to-back home runs? No.
No, not an opening day.
Wells led off with a home run, and then
Wells
somebody
led off
else
with a
hit
home run.
one. And then somebody else hit one in the second, right?
Volpe?
Yeah. Yep.
Volpe homered. That short
Volpe.
porch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Short porch.
They
So
both of those were short porch.
Yeah. Yankees are up 2-0. And I don't know if you know this, but Rodon then gave up a home run.
Oh yeah, to
Oh
Afra.
man. Oh man. People were not happy. So
oh boy.
So this was a bad move by me because I remember seeing that and there was a lot of good tweets. But I was thinking okay, the Yankees they'll probably lose a game in the series, maybe. So I'm gonna get better tweets than this. So I didn't save any from then. And they ended up obviously dominating the rest of the series, so there wasn't a lot for them to complain about. So I had to go back and search for it, but people were not happy that he gave up a home run. So this guy, his Twitter name is Boone Ball Soon, as in Aaron Boone. I don't know what that is. His profile picture is a picture of Aaron Boone smiling, looking happy, which never happens. And he said, "Who is Vinny Capra? Laughing my ass off. Rodon sucks." And then he pitched great the rest of the way.
Yeah, Rodon was good.
Yeah. It's almost as if he's a good pitcher. Yeah.
You can't give up a home run.
You cannot give up a home run. No, especially in the Bronx. I mean, they're going to let you
This is a very similar take to the one you would have for the Phillies when you don't know of a player and he hits a home run. Oh, you can give a home run to this guy?
Yeah, definitely. All right. So next one. This is the winner of the week. And then I have another one. It's just funny. It's not really mocking a New York fan, but a New York fan tweeted it. So
let's do it.
We'll laugh at it. All right. So the next one is from Hiding Homer Bush. So his Twitter handle is @Hiding Homer Bush. And what this refers to, you probably don't know, but there's a GIF of Homer Simpson, and he slides back into the bush, as if to hide himself, from shame. Do you know what I'm talking about here?
I don't, but there was a Yankee that played in the '90s named Homer Bush.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I didn't. So that's got to be a pun on this. What a crazy name.
So that's a Simpsons and baseball
yes,
double
so clever. His profile picture is a picture. Oh, I guess this is the guy. Is this Homer Bush? Is that a picture of him?
Yeah, that is.
Wow, see that? Learn something new every day. So anyway, So this is in response to the pitcher for the Brewers on Saturday was is his name Trevor McGill,
Yeah.
and they asked him about the bats after the game, and he basically said he complained about them, he bitched and moaned, and then he said something along the lines of like, "Oh, the league should do something about it, but it's the Yankees, so they'll let it slide."
Yep, I
Was like
saw
what
that.
he
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
So people like
yeah.
lost their minds about
Stupid.
this.
It was a stupid comment. I'm sure he has teammates that are using it. really, really
I
bad
guess not.
comment.
There's no way he has teammates that are using it. If
No,
he
he wouldn't
does,
even know.
then
He wouldn't
yeah,
even know. He
exactly. All
wouldn't
right.
even know. Seriously.
All right, so again, this is a response to McGill saying it's the Yankees, so the league will let it slide. So Hiding Homer Bush says, "I love it. Fucking weep and let me drink your tears, McGill. Complete loser. Enjoy your 5 minutes of any relevancy, clown."
Hey. First of all, the comment was bad, but obviously that's a ridiculous take. But that guy has to relax because you're talking about my fantasy baseball closer. So take it easy
Oh
on him.
man,
Take it
yeah.
easy on him.
Complete loser, dude. You have a complete loser on your fantasy baseball team, dude? What's wrong with you, man?
I'm a loser.
Perfect.
All right, so there was one last one that you wanted to add, but
There
this
was
wasn't a
one, yeah.
lock.
This is not a. Oh, two more. All right. So this is a Giants fan actually talking football that I just happened to stumble across this.
Okay.
So it's his name is Evan. His profile picture is a picture of Russell Wilson in his Giants helmet. I guess he already photoshopped one. So he says the following. I guess he's just got football on the brain. He says, "Positions that the Giants are the best at in the NFC East." So he's
my
just
God.
a list of positions that the Giants are better than the
There's not a
Eagles,
single one.
Washington, and the Cowboys. All right. So the list is as follows: wide receiver, left tackle, edge, defensive tackle, cornerback, safety, linebacker. And then underneath that, he goes, "Why can't we win the division this year?" Question mark.
And he's definitely being serious, right? That's not like he's not joking.
I don't know.
If he's joking, it's kind of funny. But assuming he's being serious, that's just delusional.
It's great. It's
They're
so
not
good. It's
he
so
might be
good.
right about like one of those positions. So bad. Oh
Dude,
my God.
I honestly think that you could argue that they're the worst at all of these positions in the division, right?
I don't want to get too far into the weeds in this. I would say probably not left tackle, and they're probably not the worst at receiver. But anyway, whatever. Who cares? The linebackers are probably the worst. Their team sucks. They're horrible. They have one of the they have one of the least talented teams in the NFL. So even if we can dissect each position, but the overall roster is horrible. So why can't they win the division? Because they're horrible. I mean, oh
Yeah.
God.
All right. So last one. This one. The name is Fake Giants News. So it must be like some kind of. I don't know if this is the only tweet that I saw from this person, but I don't know if it's a comedy, whatever, satire. But it's a picture. His picture is of Dexter Lawrence like dancing on the field, and he said, "My wife has also had formal talks about banning the tush push in our house." Oh, that was pretty funny.
That was good. For those of you, those Giants fans out there, you may have noticed that we haven't on any of the episodes talked about the Giants signings, their quarterback situation, and because Sistad and I, we talked about it off the pod, trying to figure out if we should talk about it. And we both had like nothing to say about it. Okay, sure, Jameis, it's just a horrible quarterback situation and on a horrible team. So the conversation was over pretty much right there. So that's why we haven't brought it up.
Yeah.
All right, subscriber questions. We have two.
Great.
At Jersey Jets fan.
Mm.
Sistad, you love to mock New York fans. Hence the segment we just did.
Perfect segue.
Who is the most delusional fan base in New York right now? That's actually a great question based on what you just provided.
Yes, so you can omit the final 2 words of that question, because right now and forever and always.
Oh, right now.
Yes.
It's the Giants fan.
It's the Giants. I mean, as much as I do not like Yankees fans, there's a difference between like just confidence and expectations and just delusion. Like Yankees fans, I make fun of them, and I was just making fun of Greg, but like they have reason to expect their team to be good, whereas the Giants are awful, and they've like been
Every
awful
year.
my entire life outside of 2 years, and yeah, the delusion with them is just, it's on another level, and maybe it's just because, look, Jets fans know, like, there's no Jets fans beating their chest saying that, like, they're going to be great next year. Jets fans have been conditioned over many years to think the team is going to stink, and they're usually right. So, whereas Giants fans have also been conditioned to think that their team is going to stink, but they always think they're going to be good for some reason. So, yeah, it's the Giants without a doubt. I would argue they're like the dumbest fan base in all of sports.
All right. Well, there's your answer.
What's your opinion?
You don't want to know my opinion on this.
Come on,
This was a question for you.
I do.
No, I think all sports fans, we're all delusional. We care so much about something that's really...
What a cop-out answer, dude. Come on.
That's the truth. We're all delusional.
Okay.
I don't know how to generalize a fan base like that. I don't pay attention enough to what people say out there.
You've been hanging out with me long enough, dude. You need to pick up on these skills by now.
I know how you perceive the fan bases. That I know. That doesn't mean that's actually what's happening. Your perception is
my
true
finger
for
on
you,
the
and
pulse,
that's it.
man. Okay.
You do have the finger on your pulse. Yeah, I have no idea the answer to that question.
Okay.
I think there's Jets fans and Mets fans as a whole. If I'm going to generalize them, I would say they are less confident and more skeptical than Yankees Giants fans. Knicks fans are kind of in between both. But Knicks fans are finding, like, most Knicks fans I talk to are very unhappy with the season, which is nonsensical considering how unsuccessful this franchise has been for everyone I talked to for our whole lives as Knicks fans. And now this is the best regular season team we've ever seen, and they're upset.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid. That's just not appreciating what's happening.
Wow. Yeah. There you go,
there you
man.
go.
Proud of you. Yes.
There you go.
Good job.
Right, Ari?
He said right.
Yeah, he knows.
Good.
So, all fan bases are delusional. Anyway, okay.
All right, last thing. What do we think about there's another like weird thing going on Twitter, and people talking about it's like the whole speaking of, I think you just alluded to it, someone's mustache or beard or something. Like people are like having super weird conversations about beards, just because the Yankees allow their players to have beards now.
Okay.
So what do you think about the beards? I think who cares? Like they're just beards. Nobody cares.
Wait, what's happening? What conversations what are you talking about?
People are saying, "Oh, Rodon has his beard back." Oh man, that's why he was so good on Thursday. Because, yeah, I'm telling you, dude, people are nuts. You think I'm nuts, dude? You got to see people the corners of Twitter, dude. It's like, he looks so sick with his beard, man. It's like, shut up, dude.
I mean, the whole Yankees changing that rule mandate and that whole rule, I don't care about any of it. Like, I just do not care.
Has there been anyone on the radio that you've heard like that's mad about it? Like, oh, this is the pinstripes. We can't. I
don't think I've listened to anything.
They all have to be clean shaven.
I haven't listened to, like, when we first started this podcast, I was listening to WFAN just to get some laughs and talking points to mock them. I haven't even listened in a long time, so I have no idea.
You gotta listen. You gotta listen.
The Talking Yanks, the John Boy Media podcast, Yankees
Mhm,
podcast. That's the only Yankee podcast I listen to. I don't listen to every episode, but I listen to their Boone interviews and some episodes here and there.
mhm.
I think they're. I don't know. I think that they spent a whole episode talking about it.
Really?
And the Yankees took it really seriously. The Yankees held a press conference to talk about it, announce it. Like Hal Steinbrenner had a whole speech about like this has been years and years, 15 years of conversation. Like, who really cares?
Wow.
I don't know. What a ridiculous thing for an organization like the Yankees to be.
Listen, it's really important, man. I mean, it's such a monumental, like, earth-shattering thing that it took 15 years to ultimately come up with the decision.
Yeah, and he was like, well, it came to my attention that there's a potential that it hasn't happened, but there potentially in the future a player would not want to sign with us because of that rule. It's like, I'm pretty confident that there's been players that decide they didn't want to go to the Yankees because of that rule. I'm sure that's happened. But like, probably a very unique thing.
It's not, and I'm sure it's not like, oh, they won't let me have a beard, I'm not doing it. It's like, it's just the overall, I don't know, do you want to work at a place where you can make the same amount of money somewhere else? Maybe more, maybe less. But like, I don't know. I don't want to work at someone who's got like stupid rules like that. You know, maybe that's happened.
I think that could be a cultural thing. Like, I'm trying to play baseball, not work at a corporation.
Right.
You know,
yes,
like, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like the Yankees try to present themselves. The brand is very corporate.
Yeah, the evil empire, dude. The evil empire is back, man. They are back. God.
Yeah, they torpedoed their way back.
Yeah, nice. That should be the episode title, man. Yankees torpedo to first place. Ride the torpedo bats.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
That's it. That's episode 37. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. Please give us a like, subscribe. We're over 1,030 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Talk to you next time.
Philly pride and Sistad soul, Andrew rapping and wild bulls. Together they talk sports and dreams, right behind the scenes. It seems Philly versus NY, who the call, who's the greatest, who will fall with this rivalry. Loud and clear, join the chat. It's time to hear sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew, Sistad, glad unite. Philly and